Welcome guys, so hit the sub glow on Twitch, finally making a Squirtle guide. This is going to be sectioned off into a few different little subsections, so if you want to skip to a certain part, whether it be combos, neutral, etc, then timestamp will be in the description. Alright, so starting off with the pros and cons of Squirtle. His main shining point is his combo game. He could do up to 50 plus, sometimes even 60 or more off one single hit if you do everything right and depending on DI. He's got really great ground speed, nothing crazy, but it does its job. It's about the same as Ken, so he could bait and punish super well. He's got really good airspeed and acceleration. This is another shining point of Squirtle. He could drift well and create cross-ups and a bunch of stuff like that. He's got some good out of shield options with Nair, up B, stuff like that. Nothing too crazy, but pretty solid, so you can't get away with hitting his shields for free. He's got good frames with stuff like forward tilt, jab. All of his aerials come out pretty quick. Just overall super solid. Squirtle kind of suffers due to lack of range. His moves don't reach that far, but he can get away with it because of his speed and his air acceleration, so it's not that big of a deal, but it's still kind of a con. He's got some weak edge guarding. Fair and Nair don't really do enough to threaten, so he's gonna have to really rely on his ledge trapping and stay on stage more. And the last thing he kind of suffers with is lack of kill power, but this can be made up for with jab lock setups and or switching Pokemon, so it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so the question I got asked a lot when I asked this on Twitter was, how do I play neutral with Squirtle? So a lot of people kind of struggle with this. They have to understand that by nature, Squirtle's a whiff punishing character, so you're not going to really be forcing approaches all that often. You're going to be really using his ground movement and his airspeed to try to force them to do something instead of committing to an action yourself. He does have some pretty good approach options, but I'll go over those later. But that's mainly how you're going to be playing Squirtle, is just dashing around, trying to find an opening, trying to get them to do something. You could try to throw out baits like forward tilt or fair, but just be safe with it and know what you're doing. Remember to do everything with a purpose. So yeah. Water Gun is a super unique tool in neutral. It can kind of stop people from camping out Squirtle, which is somewhat of a problem he has. People can kind of circle camp him because of his lack of range, and he doesn't really have many threatening sharking options. Up air is like all he has, and let's be honest, if you get hit by that, you're not really gonna be taking much. But Water Gun can stop circle camping, and it can force them to go to the ledge and or reset with you. Here's an example of Water Gun being used to stop platform camping.
Now, Wishes able to get that stock, trying to make up for the damage deficit, but Utopian Ray has been doing just an immaculate job. Now he's going for a little bit, seems like a platform campy approach, right? He's hopping on that side platform saying, hey, do an aerial, I'm going to try to punch whatever you do, but look, he's the Water Gun to say, hey, if that's what your plan's going to be, I'm just going to push you to the corner, and we can play this game. Utopian Ray is trying to do his absolutely hardest to make sure that Wishes has to earn every single percent.
The main thing to understand when somebody is platform camping you and when to use Water Gun is be aware of the bubble around them and their range. So for example, Palutena, I had to worry about drop down fair or back air or nair and stuff like that. So just be aware of her bubble and space Water Gun outside of that bubble, and it can force them to the corner, and now you have advantage and you can pressure them. Alright, let's take a second to talk about withdraw real quick. So this move is by nature pretty broken in concept. You take no damage when you're in the shell, but you can still take some knockback. You just won't get sent too far, with a few exceptions. But this move makes or breaks some matchups and is super broken or super risky to use depending on if your opponent knows how to punish it. There's also a few tidbits with it. If you hold it forward, it goes farther with a smash input, with a tilt input, and hold back, it goes shorter distance. So keep that in mind while using it. Another thing that is a unique property to withdraw is that you can footstool the move, which is a part of what makes it so risky. You actually don't have to footstool Squirtle, you just have to land on top of him. So if you say full screen withdraw, then people could try to on reaction jump and just try to land on you. So be careful with that. There's counterplay to this, so if you full screen withdraw, you can cancel it early and try to do something like that. But this move definitely has a high learning curve. It's useful in a lot of situations, but you definitely have to know when to use it and when it's going to be risky to use. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit of a shorter segment, but a lot of people on Twitter did ask me what are Squirtle's approach options. So other than aerial approaches and withdraw, there's a few things that you could do, the main ones being dash attack and sliding F-tilt. Dash attack has a niche purpose in Squirtle's moveset because this purpose is kind of fulfilled by F-tilt to a bigger extent, because F-tilt goes kind of the same range as dash attack and combos better into more stuff, sets up for tech chases. Just you get more off F-tilt in most situations. But dash attack is good for overshooting and stuff like that. Still has good combo potential. But those are your main approach options with Squirtle. It's just going to be sliding F-tilt, but be sure to space it correctly, because doing it too close to them will result in like up B out of shield or grab out of shield, stuff like that. So be careful with it. So a lot of people ask me on Twitter to talk about Squirtle's jab blocks, so I guess I'm going to do that. It's a big part of what makes his F-tilt so broken. The sliding F-tilt is how you're mainly going to be getting your jab blocks, but normal one will work too, to a lesser extent, because DI will influence the windows and stuff like that. But sliding F-tilt is how you're going to mainly get it. Keep in mind that you can only extend it with jab 1. Jab 2 won't work, you won't have enough time to get anything out of it. So what I like to do is run up jab again, and then forward smash or up smash. There's no real reason to do down smash, because down smash just has less knockback and does the same thing as forward smash, but just worse. So just practice. Up smash could kill earlier too, depending on where you are on the stage. Say you're in the corner and you get a knockdown, where F smash wouldn't kill here. A little higher percent up smash will kill earlier than forward smash, depending on positioning. So yeah, that's all there really is to talk about. Super broken, steal sets, kills super early, and solves Squirtle's killing problem to an extent. So this is definitely something you're gonna have to practice if you're trying to play trainer.
Oh man. And this is where he's been struggling as well, on the ground against the Squirtle. That's where he gets to tilt the set up.
Here it comes.
For this.
Forward smash comes down.
Squirtle has an amazing advantage state, but pretty weak edge guarding. The only thing he really has to edge guard is Nair and Fair. Nair lasts a long time, and while that's good, it doesn't really do much to threaten. It's kinda weak, the lasting hit, and Fair is also somewhat weak, so going out with Squirtle is kind of hard and not really worth it. His ledge pressure is where he really shines. He can, on reaction, do a bunch of stuff, Nair out of shield neutral get-ups and stuff like that. He could back air roll, he could F-tilt roll, he could do a whole bunch of stuff for his advantage state at ledge, so I'd more so recommend staying at ledge. I'd either roll distance, trying to bait stuff with F-tilt, dashing around, or trying to call out jumps, stuff like that, instead of just going off stage. Going off stage is more of an Ivysaur job. While Squirtle definitely does have the best disadvantage of all the Pokemon, it's definitely not a great disadvantage. He can get away with stuff because of withdraw and his airspeed and stuff like that. There's a few tidbits that he could do off ledge, like instant wall jump. But overall, his disadvantage is just going to be a lot of thinking and making the right choices and mixing up timing. There's not much to it. It's a pretty straightforward disadvantage state. Just resetting with stuff like neutral air dodge. You could kind of use Nair because of how long it lingers, so you could use that to land. But overall, it's mainly just going to be getting back to stage with withdraw when you have opportunities to. landing with nair, resetting with neutral air dodge, getting off ledge. You could do stuff like instant wall jump, you could do fair from ledge, you could just do your normal options, but there's not much to it. It's just a pretty bare bones disadvantage state that you're just gonna have to think hard and try to learn. Alrighty, so combos is where stuff gets really fun. There's a lot Squirtle can do and a lot of room for creativity and being super free flow with the character, so there's not one super optimal route at any given percent, but I've thrown together a few things that should get you started on getting some pretty high damage combos with Squirtle and what you generally should be going for. But there's not, like I said, not a super do X combo at X percent. Squirtle's not really that kind of character, but I'm going to separate this between fall speeds, so I'll do fast fallers, normal fallers, and floaties, so here we go with that. Alright, so on fast fallers, there's a few routes you could take. The easiest route is just up throw up air strings. Super easy, just solid damage. Overall, just good option if you're not really looking for something that technical in any given moment or you're not confident in your execution yet. But the biggest things on fast fallers is down throw downer chains. These are also called whirlpool loops. Stuff like this leads into a lot of damage. This is pretty hard, but very rewarding. There's a few variations of it. You could do the loops up to 3 on fast fallers like Fox into dash attack. You could do just down throw down air regrab. This works on fast fallers and some midweights too. The thing is with fast fallers is this is pretty much guaranteed, while with midweights they could SCI up and you have to go for different routes with them. But basically the TLDR for fast fallers is if you're not that confident in your execution, go for up throw stuff. If you're pretty confident and you have the stage to do it, go for down throw loops or down air loops. On normal fall speeds like Mario, you can still do down throw down air and regrab. This won't work with SCI up, so you kind of have to improvise if they do. You can follow it with like up air if they SCI up really high, or stuff like back air or forward air. So this is normally still your best route, is down throw down air at low percents. If they don't SCI, you could react and get the regrab into up air strings. If they do SCI, then you're kind of gonna have to freestyle it. Go for stuff like fair, back air, up air, whatever you really can. Just feel it out and try to get whatever you can. Up throw still works on these guys. You can normally get 3 up airs, 2 up airs or a fair, stuff like that. Just easy combos. But once again, down throw down air is your main go-to. And at mid percents afterwards, you can go for stuff like at mid percents you go for stuff like either up air fair or down throw up B. Down throw up B is pretty safe damage. Just overall super solid if you're not if you don't think you can hit the DI that they're gonna do. It works with every DI, so it's pretty good. Alright, so for floaties, main thing you're going to want to be doing is down throw back air. Down throw back air into up air strings. This works with all forms of DI. DI in, DI out, no DI. And then at mid percents, you either do up air fair or you do your normal down throw up B. Both do around the same amount of damage, so whatever you feel comfortable going for and whatever you think you can catch their DI with, go for that. But yeah, normally it's just down throw back air strings on floaties into up airs. So I threw together a quick little matchup chart for Squirtle. This should give you a little rough idea of when you're going to be wanting to use him, what matchups to use him in, and etc. But once again, this is my matchup chart, so it's not definitive. You're just going to have to feel it out and see if you like Squirtle in any given matchup. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the Squirtle guide, drop me a follow on Twitch, on Twitter. If you have any questions, feel free to tweet at me. Always down to answer those. This was only possible because I hit the sub goal on Twitch, so if you want to see more videos like this, sub to me. Freaking Twitch Prime, man. But yeah, I'll see you guys later, and you guys have a great day.